How can you fire a man in a public tweet? At least slide into his DMs.
As yet another member of President Donald Trump's administration got the axe, the late-night host quickly pounced on the situation on their Tuesday shows. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is the latest White House staffer to be shown the door. He was fired by the president over Twitter barely 4 hours after he returned from an Africa mission and with no face-to-face conversation with his boss. On NBC's Late Night with Seth Meyers, the host clarified Tillerson's social media ouster. Well, technically, it was a retweet, said Meyers, showing an image of a fake tweet by Russian President Vladimir Putin saying, "You're fired, Rex." Later in his Couple Things segment, Meyers threw out this example of a better way to let an employee go.
Even when you get fired from Domino's, the manager takes you into that crappy little office and tells you to your face.
Tweets of her finding out which band is in town or which airline was mean to Chrissy Teigen, Meyers correctly pointed out. We agree, Instagram would have been a much better way of handling this. As for why Tillerson was dismissed in the first place, Meyers compared the move to 1980s college comedies.
If the White House is a fraternity in an 80s movie, Tillerson was the dean. And the dean never wins in an 80s movie.
Over on Comedy Central's The Daily Show, host Trevor Noah pointed out that it was lucky that Tillerson was tipped off about the news of his firing before the information got out while he was in Africa. Imagine if this happened and he wasn't warned. He could have been in the middle of negotiations in Africa, and African leadership could have found out before him, said Noah.
And he would have been like, "You know what, I'm here to tell you what America requires." And they would have just been like, "Well, I'm here to tell you I require you to suck my dick."
On CBS's The Late Show, Stephen Colbert joked about Trump's phrasing of Tillerson's dismissal and former CIA head Mike Pompeo's subsequent hiring on Twitter, saying, "Congratulations to all."
Congratulations to all. Congratulations, Rex. You've won an all-expense-paid trip to beautiful Get the out of here.
The host also poked fun at Trump's method for delivering bad news to a person he had worked closely with for the past year. It's too bad Twitter wasn't around when Trump entered his first 2 marriages, Colbert said.
Back then, he had to do it by fax.
On ABC's Jimmy Kimmel Live, the host reminded viewers that the Twitter dismissal was especially odd given that Trump has a lot of experience firing people in person from his days on The Apprentice.
Donald Trump spent more time firing Little John than he did firing the Secretary of State.
Putting the whole thing into perspective, Kimmel shared this theory on why there have been so many firings during the president's 14 months in office.
I'm starting to think he fires people just so he can get a piece of going-away cake at the party.
To watch full clips of the late-night host reacting to Rex Tillerson's firing over Twitter, head to THR.com and tell us which hot take was your favourite in the comments. For the Hollywood Reporter News, I'm Lindsay Rodriguez.